Good evening. This is Walpole Conservation Commission meeting, Wednesday, October 22nd, 2025. And our first hearing this evening, this is, what do we got here? Public hearing notice, Town of Walpole, Commonwealth of Massachusetts Conservation Commission land disturbance permit in accordance with Walpole Stormwater Management Bylaw. It's hereby given the intent of Wall Street Development to construct proposed two-lot subdivision with associated driveways, utilities, and grading with over 40,000 square feet of disturbance at Warwick Road Extension, Walpole, Mass., map 56, lot 89 and 90. The application and plans may be viewed at the Conservation Commission, Office Room 212, Town Hall, 135 School Street, or at www.walpole-ma.gov/Conservation Commission. Public hearing on the above matter will be held at Walpole Town Hall, FinCom Room, 135 School Street, March 26, 2025, beginning 7 p.m. All interested persons requested to be present. And hearing's been opened and continued. Is there anything new to read in? What's that?
Rules of the public hearing, can you reiterate them?
Oh, that.
We
Oh,
did have it in the file, they didn't print it. Oh, okay. We did receive a confirmation on the, of the SWEP, the CGC permits that was received and certified, which is the item that the commission had asked for, which I'm sure the applicant will discuss more.
okay. Okay. And just to reiterate the normal rules for conducting the hearing, after the hearing notice has been read in, hearing will be opened up for the applicant to make a presentation. The board will then go through and review and ask any questions, and at that point, if there's, the applicant can respond through the chair, and we just want to make sure that everything proceeds on an orderly basis. So, representing the applicant.
Good evening, Lou Petrosi for Wall Street Development. As you read into the notice, this application's been pending since March. So we've had a lengthy process here, mainly because of our inability to obtain a certification on the SWIP report, which we were able to do this week. But essentially, this is a land disturbance application for a project on Warwick Road. The commission had previously issued orders of condition for the actual subdivision and for construction on the lots. So the land disturbance permit was an oversight. The application for a land disturbance permit was an oversight during that process. So we're here to meet that requirement. And this is essentially the plan that shows the various location of the proposed homes, stockpiling area, erosion control. I don't recall whether or not there was any other comments relative to the plan, but essentially all of the other items that were previously shown on the individual lot plans when the commission reviewed for orders of conditions, those still remain in place as part of the whole application. So I'm not quite sure. I think the only thing that we were missing at the time was that we didn't have a SWIP report, which I think meets a lot of the requirements that you have in your regulations for a land disturbance permit. So with that, it's really kind of any questions. I'll try to answer them if I can remember them.
Okay, thank you. Landis?
Can you just move to the original plan you had up there?
Oh, okay.
So my comments are just, One of the items that we discussed is just the management of construction period stormwater. And that since there's a slope from
Oh, yeah.
Summer Street coming down, you do have erosion control there, but generally,
I think we need to put something there, right?
yeah, generally, we like an area where the stormwater can collect, and I don't, where your basin isn't really gonna address the issue, so that we can put just in, as a condition in the land disturbance permit, but that's something to keep an eye on, because we don't want water coming down from Summer Street running across your construction zone and into the stream.
Yeah. The only thing I would say to that, Landis, is that to do a basin there, I don't know where the vegetation line is. So we really wouldn't want to cut trees down to do a temporary basin. So we try to do something like in this area here, because this is a sewer easement that runs through and it's lawn area, I believe. And then if you get further out, I mean, I'll visit the site and look at it, but I don't want to be cutting trees, in other words.
No, I agree. I think it's just something should be on your radar, and you should be prepared to act immediately if we get downpours, that is an issue.
I agree, because we've had our experience with that on sloped sites before, so.
Okay.
Do you want me to have Rob put something on there, like a tree line, or do you want to just go do it in the field?
It's up to the commission, but I'm just putting a recommendation in, again, that you're responsible for maintaining the stormwater during construction. So,
Agree, thank you.
basically, a SWEP, what it is just kind of like a dictionary of what you can go to if there's a problem, but what we try to do with the land disturbance permit is for people to think ahead, site-specific, so I just wanted to bring that up. The other item I just wanted to bring to your attention, because it was recently brought to my attention again, as far as the order of conditions and the land disturbance permit, both of them will be approved based on the the notice of intent, the signed notice of intent, which is you and the agreements you have with the two lots there, and then the town for the Warwick Road extension widening, but at the time, you didn't have any agreement with the Kelly property, and you do show some grading on that property.
Yes.
So in the order of conditions, it stated that there was only approval to the agreements that you currently had.
Right.
And
We
same thing with the land disturbance permit. I know it seems like there's a couple trees that maybe might want to come down on that site. And then related to that, we had asked you to go out and delineate some more of the wetlands, and the wetlands were delineated on the left side of Warwick Road, if you're looking at the cul-de-sac. But on the Kelly property, the stream bank wasn't even delineated on the plan. And there may be some wetlands in that backyard. And I think it was a thing because of the Kelly Kelly property issue. But if you do work out an agreement where you're going to be grading on that property, you need to delineate those resource areas.
Yeah, just to give you an update, we did meet yesterday with Mr. Kelly. We were working on an agreement. He has identified certain trees that he'd like to clear, and I did say to them that, maybe in jurisdiction of the commission, we'd have to come back for a minor modification of some sort. So we are close to that. I will say that we have already acquired this portion of the property. We already own it. So we're on the way to the next step, which is work out the arrangements with Mr. Kelly and the town relative to the construction of Warwick Road, which is still being debated, I guess you'd say.
Okay, well,
So-
just the message is that work wasn't included in the order conditions. It should be included in the land disturbance permit. If you work out an
Yeah.
agreement, then you need to come in for a minor or major modification
Yeah.
request.
Okay.
You seem to know.
Fair enough.
And that
So we-
wetlands areas, that area on the Kelly property needs to be reviewed.
Yeah, so you would want this side of the So this is the upside of the wetland, and nothing was done on Mr. Kelly's
Whatever's in
part.
that corner, because it looks very similar to the other side of the road.
Right,
So
right
it
over-
should be
right.
reviewed.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it, yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
okay, great. Other than that, I think Mr. Pedrosi had submitted what the commission had asked for, and I have some recommended conditions if you guys close and approve.
Okay. Julie, any questions or comments?
No, not this time.
Okay. Jessica?
No questions. No
Okay.
questions.
Okay, Bailey? Medio?
There's an existing home there on the left, is that? Wait,
On the left, up here,
yeah, what's,
these are existing homes, 315 and 319 Summer Street.
oh,
What
there.
we purchased was the backland, these were all
Okay.
large lots, and we purchased the
Right,
two.
right. So there's
Strips
nothing,
back.
nothing to do with any of that?
No,
Okay.
no, they stay owned by the current owners.
Okay, all right. No, nothing else right now?
Al?
No questions.
Betsy?
No comment.
Okay. Anyone in the audience, questions or comments, please identify yourself for the record. Hearing none, so we have a motion to close the hearing.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor? Aye.
Great, thank you.
0-0.
That was easy.
Okay, so now we need the order. We have some conditions recommended.
Yeah, so this was also in the order of conditions. The land disturbance permit only applies for work under ownership of the applicant or for which the applicant obtains legal authorization. And then we'll attach well, I guess you're saying that now you own the whole
Not the whole, we own the backland of,
backland. So if you would just maybe email me if owners have changed at all?
yeah,
Okay, I appreciate that. Then we can update the owners list.
yeah.
Again, just any additional work not approved under this land disturbance permit requires a request for minor and major modification in writing to the Conservation Commission for a response. The applicant shall control construction period stormwater on site, and then roof recharge units for each house shall be installed, inspected by the town engineer prior to backfill and maintained in perpetuity.
Okay. Do we reference the information we just got in our order, in our permit, or not?
Yeah, we can reference that.
Just since we've been waiting for that.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else? Anybody have anything else? Okay, so we'll make that a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 7-0-0. Okay.
And that's your signature page.
Oh, okay.
Does that go back in the file?
Time was this one? Okay. Public hearing, Town of Walpole, Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Conservation Commission Land Disturbance Permit. In accordance with Walpole's Stormwater Management Bylaw, General Bylaw, it is hereby given the intent of Anthony Civitarese Jr. to construct proposed restoration of 7,781 square feet of altered land and removing the retaining wall over 40,000 square feet of disturbance at 0 Sunset Drive, formerly Lot 7, 8, and 9, Walpole, Mass., map 54, lot 39, 40, 41. The application and plans may be viewed at the Conservation Commission office, room 212, Town Hall, 135 School Street, or at www.walpole-ma.gov/Conservation Commission. Public hearing on the above matter will be held Walpole Town Hall, FinCom Room, 135 School Street, September 10th, 2025, beginning at 7:15 p.m. All interested persons are requested to be present. Hearing's been opened and continued. Do you have anything new for the record? Nothing new. Okay, representing the applicant?
Oh, there's
There-
some engineer's comments right there.
Oh, before you start.
But if he wants to continue, do we have to hear?
That's what I thought,
Oh.
but you didn't
Yeah.
say anything.
Well, I
Let him
didn't, I
continue
don't have
before
to
you
say
start
anything
reading
if you don't want me to.
No, we do. Are you still planning to continue?
Yeah, because what happened was we did some permeability testing, which was sort of opposite of what we thought. It is nothing but an area of sand and gravel, but it doesn't really recharge into the ground or infiltrate into the ground as quickly as we had anticipated. So the town engineer who witnessed it with me has asked us to do additional testing and revise the location of the underground infiltration basin. So we just haven't had a chance to do that. So I'm sorry about that. I kind of lost track of this a little bit, but we need to go out. The recommendation is maybe to move it more towards the rear of the site where we had it more to the front and the right. We're trying to keep the infiltration basin in a location because eventually there's going to be a building built here, and we're trying to keep it in a location where it won't interfere with that building. So even though we don't know the size or the location, but we know where the setback lines are.
Okay.
So I would ask, I'm happy to answer any questions, but I would ask that this be continued probably for 30 days anyway.
It would probably be better just to continue rather than to start with something and you're going to have to make some changes, so.
I would think so. I can come back. We want to come back with a plan that the town engineer has sort of seen and kind of approves and then get the feedback from the board.
So this would be our December meeting,
That makes sense to me.
December 10th, I believe it is. You'll be able to have things
Yes.
prepared by then?
Yeah. I have we re-dig safe the property, so we're just sort of trying to get together with the town engineer to redo some testing.
Okay, so someone make that a motion to continue this till December 10th. Do we have anything on?
So moved.
At 7 PM? Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
7-0, 7 PM, December 10th. Okay, this is, what is this, Sunset Drive? Okay. And we have 7:15.
Is this the,
At this one?
That's the plan.
oh, no, where's the Tatro Drive?
That's it.
Public hearing, Town of Walpole, Commonwealth, Massachusetts. Commission notice of intent. In accordance with Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act, the Walpole Wetlands Protection Bylaw. Notice hereby given the intent of Mark Maynard to repair and replace a stone and masonry retaining wall located at 8 Tatro Drive, map 13, lot 17, within the land under water bodies and waterways and bordering land subject to flooding to Willett Pond. Application and plans may be viewed at the Conservation Commission office, room 212, 135 School Street, or at www.walpole-ma.gov/Conservation Commission. Public hearing on the above matter will be held in person, Walpole Town Hall, FinCom Room, 135 School Street, October 22nd, 2025, at 7:15 PM. All interested persons are requested to be present. Okay, do we have anything here? Board of Health, October 21 meeting, voted unanimously. The board has no comments or concerns at this time. This is, is there something here from? Oh, there is. From the town engineer, no comments or concerns for this application. This is from the building department. The building department has no comments. Okay. Okay, representing the applicant?
Mr. Chairman, my name is John Glossa, Glossa Engineering, 46 East Street in East Walpole, and I'm representing Mark and Susan Maynard, who are the owners of 8 Tetrow Drive in Walpole. And if I can just approach for a minute, I just want to read you, this is the cost estimate from the mason, because, so there's a few, I don't know if there's a copy for everyone, but there's enough copies there. But the application is to repair and replace the wall. And I think you would find from reading what the mason who looked at the wall said in his estimate, it's more repairing than it is replacing. Okay, so that's the reason for and I blocked out there's a number of copies there, I blocked out the cost. So, if I can, so Tetrow Drive, as you know, if you go up Fisher Street, it's.
I don't know why is this pertinent?
Because I just want to point out that there's more repair to this wall than replace of the wall. So I think that the scope of the work is actually less than someone might gather from my application.
Okay.
Well, I'm all, you know.
Yeah, so why don't you explain what,
Yeah, I'm gonna just, so if everybody knows where Tetrow Drive is, goes off of Fisher Street, runs down essentially and ends down near the end of McKinley Ave. And McKinley Ave's kind of a weird street because it goes down and when it gets to the water, it splits to the right and the left. And a lot of people think they're on some other street, even though it's all McKinley Ave. So it ends up, so if you went up Fisher Street, and then you would take a right, and you would end up at the end of Tetrow Drive here, here's McKinley Ave here, Hobart Street's up here, so it's right on, obviously, on the water's edge.
I did download the aerials, just kind of
Oh,
helps
nice.
to give an idea of.
Right, that's great. So, and then, you know, here's State Road, here's the lot that the Maynards own. There's a drainage easement on this side where their driveway is, and it goes down, and here's their house. Here's the water here, here's the dock, you can see it on the aerial, here it is here from survey. And the wall right here, it's about 70 feet of wall. And so the Maynards invited me down to look at it. And so when I look at it, I saw a few things. It seemed to me that at least in some places, I think they're going to take the wall all the way down to its footing and rebuild it. Just, that's me. But, you know, the mason seems to have more repair than replace. But I didn't want to just come in front of you guys and say, well, we're just gonna repair it, and then you go down there and there's a machine ripping out, you know, the rocks and stuff. So most places, I think it's just repaired, which means that they're going to use grout and they're gonna repoint the rocks and maybe fix any loosened rocks. But in other places, I think they are going to remove the stones. And in one place, I'm pretty sure, but it's hard to see through the water. I think they have to replace the footing, right? So what it is, and we tried to draw it up, what it looks like now and what it would look like in the future, because there's really gonna be no change in the wall. It's not gonna get longer, it's not gonna get higher, it's not gonna get wider. It's just gonna be the same wall. It's gonna be replaced in kind. So most of this area along here, I think just gets replaced. But as you get down closer to here, to the northern edge of their property there, when I look down through the water, I don't really see a competent footing down there. It looks like the footing has kind of either broken up or it's settling or something. So I think at that location, this last 20 feet or so, I think they're gonna actually have to replace that part of the footing. And so if they don't, then they don't, there's less work. But if they do, if I tell you they're not gonna do that and then they do it, you know, I'm gonna look stupid and it's gonna look like I'm trying to, you know, pull the wool over your eyes. So I sort of took the worst case scenario, which is that they would replace some of the footing, and the way to, so now the footing obviously is below the water, right? So you have to make a little coffer dam about where you're gonna work, which is essentially sandbags, and then you have to cover it with sheets of plastic so it's watertight. Pump the water out. Now here, we're just gonna they're just gonna pump the water. It's clean water, so they just pump it back into the pond, right? And make a dry area where they can form it, put in the concrete footing, let it set up, which would probably take about 24 hours, and then build the wall. So that you, if you went out there, if I'm successful getting the order conditions and you go out there, you may see that happening. In other places, as I said, along here, down here, the wall seems to be fairly competent, but there's loose rocks and there's clearly gaps between a lot of the stones. So in those places, I think we're just gonna be applying grout, pointing up the seams and things like that to make the wall more solid than it is right now. So I think if they don't do anything, certainly, depending on weather and all, the wall's probably eventually obviously gonna fail. So that's the reason I'm here, and that was the reason I presented or wrote up my narrative and my application the way I did. Right? And so Landis had a number of questions that I answered in an email. So I'll just quickly go over those, which is, if they have to remove the wall, obviously, these are fairly large stones, so they're gonna have an excavator with a thumb, not a huge excavator, but something to pick it up. Most people aren't picking these things up with their hands these days. The limit of the wall in the area just uphill the wall, so Landis was sort of asking, where's the sort of the limit of work? So, and I talked to the contractor actually again this morning. So he says, you know, the excavator sits back, you know, obviously it's not right along the water's edge because it has a boom that sticks out. So he says there's a good 10 feet between where this excavator might run back and forth and where he's, you know, working on the wall. So if you would like a compost sock in that area, we can show a compost sock in that area. So I said we can add a 10-inch compost sock. So most of the wall has a solid footing, except in my view, now the mason who's gonna do this work might have seen it differently, but in my view, this last sort of section right in here may need to have a new footing. And then I explained how that would be done. Any material that's not to be reused, any rocks, any broken concrete, anything like that, it's gonna be removed from the site, and actually that's in his proposal. The machinery to be used is gonna be a small excavator with a thumb, and maybe, right, a cement mixer, because he's gotta mix up the grout in the cement. And access, I believe, is going to be down the the existing drainage easement, because that's the place where there aren't any trees and where they won't be sort of running right through the middle of their lawn.
So they can't access from, what is the road that comes in?
No,
No.
there's no way, right, it just ends, there's no, it sort of ends and there's grass from McKinley.
From McKinley.
Yeah. And then, I mean, and so, in his proposal, he's sort of just mixing the concrete himself, but I think, and I even asked him about that, if he thought the footing needed to be replaced anyplace, and he said maybe. So I think if they replace the footing, they are gonna have a concrete truck come down there, right? And then the washout area, I can add it to the plan, but obviously it's gonna be up here near the street somewhere. They're not gonna wash the concrete truck out down there.
Not always obvious.
And so, if everybody sort of has an idea of where it is and what it is, I guess I can answer any questions that you might have. Yeah, so
You're done, okay.
I'm done. So like I said, it's 70 feet of wall. Essentially, the wall is 2 feet high on top of this footing. And it doesn't say on here, but it's about 2 feet wide. And that's what's going to be replaced.
Okay.
Obviously, there's work, if they do the footing, it's land underwater, but it's already been, it already sort of has a footing, and most of this has a footing. We're not changing the floodplain, we're not working near or in BVW. The DEP analyst said something which was not correct. She said it could be that we're working on bank. If you read the definition of bank, the word bank is called land. I don't think a retaining wall is land. I think it's a man-made product, which is not land. So I don't think that's germane. We're not altering any bank, we're just placing a wall that's already there.
Okay. Do you want this submitted as part of the record? I don't see whether that it's pertinent. You have said you're covering this with your application, whether it is,
It's
whatever
just a little bit of
percentage is
evidence
that.
It's just a little bit of evidence to show that the contractor that they have hired to do this has proposed, gives a little bit more detail on the proposal, and if you read it, it's more repair than replacement.
Well, your application is covering whatever it is, so.
My
Do
effort-
you want this as part of the record?
Yeah.
Okay,
please.
so we'll put that in, file that in. All right, Landis?
So you had correspondence with the DEP reviewer
No,
because
when they skip the,
you didn't
when
get
they-
a
when they
DEP
give
number?
the-
We didn't get a DEP number. When did you get your DEP
Oh,
number?
I just looked online.
I just looked at 650.
I'll tell you this, though, the state's computers have been screwed up, and that's a bad word, have been not working correctly all day, because I tried a few times, and I talked to someone else who was trying to get on the Mass GIS, like you type in
Yeah, I had a problem with that today too.
yeah, so something's going on, but I saw the file number and the,
Are you looking it up? Okay, we'll
We
let
can-
Sarah look that up, so, because that, we didn't get it, we didn't have it. So we need that to close. So you answered, right, with your application, I had some questions, you answered those questions. I think, if you have, if you're dewatering and you're sandbagging for a dry area, so he'll have to do that for if he's removing sections and if he's pointing sections, I would imagine, because some of the sections he's pointing may be below the water line, so.
that's correct.
He would sandbag the whole area or just kind of
I
piece
think
by
he-
piece?
From my conversation with him, he'd do it in small areas. He's not gonna
Sections.
do all 70 feet.
Yeah,
at
okay.
once.
Okay, and then, just my other thought while you were talking is if there's gonna be the excavator out there kind of moving back and forth, but away from the wall, it sounds like, so he'll reach over,
Right.
that some areas may have to be either mulched, or probably it'll be too late to reseed, but, or compost stock put up afterwards to make sure that the area where the excavator's been running across the lawn, it's probably gonna be a little chewed up.
Yeah. So I can
Either
add-
way, I would just say if there's a disturbed area, that it would either be erosion control or mulched over the winter.
Yeah, okay. I can add that onto the plan so that they,
Other than that, I don't really have any other comments. This is land, Neponset land holding land, but they did sign the notice of intent, so they know this is happening on behalf of the applicant. That's it.
Okay. Julie?
I'm just curious about the timeline. Is this a pretty fairly, how long is this gonna be disturbing the water in that area?
I don't think this is more than 2 weeks to do
Okay.
this job. I mean, it's 70 feet, it's not like
It's
it's
not-
this huge wall.
Right.
So, and as I said, not to lay everything on the mason, but he's doing the work. So his interpretation is, and after talking to him, it's more repair than
Okay.
replace. When I went back and read my narrative, it almost sounds like it's more replace than repair. So I just wanted to get that on here, so that most of this is simply repairing the wall that's there, right? So, adding grout, cement, and pointing.
So there's not a lot of movement of an excavator going back
No,
and
but
forth?
there is, but he did say when I pressed him, yes, he's gonna have an excavator down there,
Okay,
most likely, because some of the rocks are rather large.
to move,
And you're not gonna be picking them up, and even the ones that aren't large, believe me, these days, the machinery is so easy to use and clean, that they just, pick these things up. It has a little thumb, and you can pick it up.
Well, it makes it faster too to get
Makes
it done, yeah.
faster.
Okay, more efficient, thank you.
Okay. Jessica?
No questions at this time.
Bailey?
I think the DEP number's on the agenda. Maybe it's not the right one, but that's all the comments I had.
Yeah, there is one.
315131.
Find it.
Yeah.
No, it's just the next one.
Oh, it's just the next one.
I
Oh,
took a guess.
yeah, I shouldn't do that.
You guessed the DEP number.
It's not on the website.
Okay,
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Media?
good, it's up there.
I try to help you out.
We got to the portal, but it was, sorry.
But, so you can see 8 Tate Trail Drive, but they didn't issue a number? Is
Did you
there-
pull it off
but
of
is
this
there-
one that was made up?
Is there a comment on there?
The comment is there.
Oh, well, I didn't say there was a number, I just said there was a comment.
Oh,
You
clarification.
need a
But
number.
the comment says that we could be altering bank, right?
Yes, it did.
Right, she should, whoever that person is should be the definition of bank, though. Because a retaining wall's not a bank.
Even though, so I think you just addressed it as a temporary alteration.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be argumentative.
No, I know, I mean, I agree, it's not bank.
Do we have to comment to that effect in our, whatever we do for an order?
Technically, you usually don't close a hearing if you don't have a DEP number.
But there should be one, right? Well, you would say that we don't issue the.
We have to continue comments, though.
Issue the paperwork till we get the number.
Yeah, so the reason why you don't close the public hearing prior to getting the DP's, the DP number is if they have comments. So if you feel confident enough that you can answer their question,
I can
then
answer
the
their-
risk is that they appeal it if you don't address their question well enough. But if the commission feels they want to have the hearing closed and issue the condition pending on getting the DEP number, then you have done that before.
I mean,
Okay.
you know, on behalf of my clients, I would prefer that you close and issue and you
Yeah,
can hold on to
yeah,
it until we.
Not to worry. Medio?
You doing this soon, like, I assume?
Yeah, the
gonna get
contractor's
cold,
sort of
yeah.
kind
Right.
of waiting for this. I think that Mark and Susan didn't really realize that they were gonna have to go through this process. They thought that the people who own the ponds had jurisdiction, they didn't realize there was a second jurisdiction, so.
Water must be low right now, right?
Probably not with the rain we've had.
Well, yeah, I guess.
No?
It's at the level of the dam.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily low.
no,
Up in New
Not
Hampshire, where
necessarily high.
okay.
yeah.
It's pretty low up in New Hampshire. Anyway, okay, I'm on, no other questions.
Al?
I have a couple of questions. First one is, I looked at all the paperwork, and I don't find anything from the Neponset River Landholding Company commenting or giving permission to work on their land.
They signed the notice of intent, Al.
They
That's,
signed the application.
they signed the
It's
application.
their land, so they
I
signed.
know it belongs to the landholding company, but every time the town wanted to do something, we have to jump through hoops to comply with what they want. Okay, so I haven't heard anything regarding this project, which is right in the water. And it doesn't explain in the application how you're gonna work underwater to replace the footing. I know you can't pour concrete underwater, so you have to do something. And there's nothing on the plan that shows that. Are we gonna have to drive piles in there to hold the water back? How deep is the water at the wall? And then, when I look at this plan, I see two walls, one in front of the other. Why is it necessary to have two walls, one in front of the other? So there's some questions I'd like to see answered and included on the plan. And I have no problem with the applicant repairing the wall because that's a good thing. But I don't want to be in the situation a year from now that somebody sues us for giving permission to do something that wasn't approved. So I want to see something from the landholding company giving permission to do all this.
Al, since they've signed the notice of intent, they're a party to the notice of intent. That's giving permission for the notice of
It
intent.
it isn't mentioned on there.
But the notice of intent is signed by them. And I have had correspondence back and forth.
So if I can, Mr. Chairman, both this plan and that application was sent to the representatives for the land holding. There were conversations back and forth with me, and then they signed, they looked at it, and they said, oh, this is, I wouldn't say they used no-brainer, but this is a simple project, and they signed it and sent it back to me. So nothing nefarious has taken place. They're fully aware of this, and they're fully aware of the plan. They've seen the plan, and they signed it.
Do you have an answer? It looks like you have two walls, two stone walls on your drawing,
I'm not
your
sure
plan.
that-
What is that correct, or?
I think that that's actually the footing that's under the water.
Yeah.
That's what's kind of showing what, at that location, the footing's a little wider, sticks out from the wall.
But it's not the whole length of the wall?
The whole length of the wall is 70 feet from
Right, but
here.
your other, what you're calling now a footing, does not cover the whole length
No,
of the
I think
wall.
that that's the only place though where you actually, the other is on the footing, but, you know, it's not that easy to actually see what's under the water. But to answer your question, the water's only about 2 feet deep right here, maybe a foot and a half. It's not real deep.
You can't see that,
It's not that easy, believe it or not.
okay. All right.
When I was out there, unless the water's really still, you don't really see a lot. You
Okay.
see water.
So Al, are we okay on the landholding was, association was part of the filing, so that
Okay.
clears that issue. Are you
I
okay
saw
with
the- I
the
saw
footing?
the signature.
You okay with the footing, that's shown there, the second
I want a
part?
better explanation of how they're gonna work under 2 feet of water.
I think he did that.
Because I've been in that problem.
They sandbag it, right? So in the water, they place sandbag. Those sandbag bags, they're not gonna leak. They bring that up above the water, they put plastic over that, you know, sheets of plastic that make it watertight, and then they pump the water out. That's how it's done. There's no pilings or driven, it's not, it's, you know, it's this much water. So it's probably a good amount of water, but that's why he's gonna do it in small increments, because you need huge pumps to pump out all that water.
And certainly the mason, him and his helper are not gonna be working standing in water. So I wanna make sure that whatever they're doing doesn't create a big problem.
Right, so so in some places, the footing and there's only this much water over the footing. So in those places, they'll sandbag, but they're only taking out a few inches of water so that they can work on the wall itself. But in another place, as you get down closer to the drainage easement here, it seems to me that the footing has either sunk down or maybe it was built that way deeper. But in that location, the last 20 feet or so, it is a little bit deeper in the water. And that's the location that I said that I believe, and I could be wrong, they might find out that there's nothing wrong with that footing. But I think even in that proposal, he talks a little bit about making a coffer dam and pumping out.
Well, you got a description of a coffer dam that, where necessary, that's what would be used.
Right.
So, is that okay, Al?
Okay.
Okay. Anything else then? Al, was there anything else?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. Betsy?
Just one comment. I'm wondering if what the DEP person meant is you're working on previously altered bank, because at one point that was just bank, and then someone years ago altered it. Maybe that's what that DEP, I mean, it's a technicality, but it is the banking of the pond, except now it's got a wall on it. Not that it matters, but, right, previously altered banking.
So they just put in the little thing of where I can find it in the regulation. So I read it, and then I read the definition. And to me, and I won't make a big argument about it, it's not a bank. It's not land. It's a retaining wall, which is not land.
Retaining wall in the water that creates the illusion of land or something. Okay, anyway, whatever, it's fine.
Right, he did reference temporary alteration of 160 feet of land underwater body, which is the other resource area, and 160 feet of temporary alteration of bordering land subject to flooding. He didn't include the bank because, as you stated, you didn't consider it a bank.
Right. If they would like me to.
Again, it would just be temporary alteration
temporary
of an
alteration.
existing hard
All right,
bank.
Okay.
all right, no more belaboring of that, okay.
Okay. Anyone in the audience have any questions or comments? Please identify yourself for the record. Okay, hearing none. Someone make a motion to close the hearing?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
700. Okay, so for the order, you have,
So I would just include in the findings that we did discuss these comments regarding the definition of a bank and considered it a retaining wall, and therefore the commission approved it as a temporary alteration of the retaining wall,
okay,
if you so approve it.
okay. If,
But I would just reference it in the findings that we did look, you guys did
Yes.
look at the comments and discussed it.
Okay. If there's any issue, when John goes back, John has to go back to DEP and clarify that comment, right? That's his responsibility?
It doesn't really work that way. What would happen is if you issued the order and then they felt that you didn't, or I didn't follow the regulation, they would appeal it.
The comment was directed to the commission. The commission should
okay.
look at 10.544.
Okay, so then you will cover-
May need to look at that, so.
You'll cover that
yeah,
with that finding?
That's why I was saying, I would
Yeah,
just put in the
okay.
findings and
All right.
I'll write in the order.
Okay. So that'll take care of that issue. What else did you had here? You got compost, did you want to include basically your list of questions as what is pertinent for the order?
I would reference either erosion control or mulch the area where the excavator is altered.
Right.
Something like stabilize the area after the work is complete, so
Right.
either with erosion control or mulch.
And we want erosion control during construction, around, in front, between the excavator and the pond.
If that makes sense with
I
the
would
way
think
it's
so.
gonna
We can
work.
show that,
Yeah.
we'll show a compost sock.
Yeah, okay, so that's 3.
And also add the note that, after the excavator's gone, that they're going to stabilize that
Yeah.
with mulch or some other
Yeah,
acceptable.
but we want something there while the excavator is there. As soon as so when the excavator's there, there will be an erosion control barrier?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
and then after, it will stabilize?
Right.
Right, okay.
Right, mulch or some other
Right.
method.
And if necessary, just for that would be then revisited in the spring to correct any additional work that needs to be done for that disturbed area? Does that make sense?
Okay.
Do you want to be advised when if they're doing any of this coffer dam work, to check and see? It's okay?
Yeah, usually, well, specifically the coffer dam.
Yeah.
So we would have them contact me after they put out the erosion control. That's always in the boilerplate. And then shore contact,
Yeah, and I'll put that right on the plan too.
Yeah.
contact.
The Conservation Commission, prior to the, implementing the coffer dams, make sure that's, and they're working,
Okay,
that sort of stuff.
sounds good.
And the concrete washout, if they use a concrete truck to wash out, is there any suitable, just away from the site near the street, or just so many feet from the water, or how do you want to direct that to be done?
I think out of the buffer zone would cover it,
Okay,
right? Because that's up by the street anyways.
okay. So anything else? Anybody else have anything?
Yeah, I guess I would just also include just that any material will be trucked out, taken off site.
Okay. Anything else then?
Landis, make sure that the washout includes washing the smaller materials, not just the cement truck.
I agree. That was actually more of what I was getting to, not the cement truck, but, if they,
The cement mixer,
if they're, whatever they're bringing down to do, their tools and everything
Yeah,
else.
okay.
Nothing should be washed
Okay.
out towards the
Water.
pond.
What's the pond for?
What's the pond for?
Good boy.
Fish, wildlife.
Anything else? Someone want to make that a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
700. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll, if you want to get us the revised plans done, and then hopefully by then the coordination with DEP, maybe I can give them a call, just say we've discussed that item. They're waiting for some kind of response.
We'll have it down tomorrow morning, revised plan. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's, yes. That one we did, right? Okay. Pinnacle, I guess we're gonna read that in.
You did provide us with an email, but he's here anyway. Oh, yep, sorry.
Oh, this is the, oh. Public hearing, Town of Walpole, Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Conservation Commission notice of intent in accordance with Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act and Walpole Wetlands Protection Bylaw. Notice is hereby given the intent of Louis Petrozzi, Wall Street Development Corp. To construct 15 proposed single-family homes with driveway, stormwater management, utilities and site grading located at 9 Pinnacle Drive, map 19, lot 183, 184, 183-2, and 183-3, within wetland resource areas including 200 feet of the Neponset River. The application and plans may be viewed at the Conservation Commission Office, Room 212, 135 School Street, or at www.walpole-ma.gov/Conservation Commission. Public hearing on the above matter will be held in person, Walpole Town Hall, FinCom Room, 135 School Street, April 9th, 2025, at 7:30 PM. All interested persons requested to be present. Hearing's been opened and continued. Let's see. This is an email from Mr. Petrozzi dated October 22nd. Please accept this email as a formal request to continue the public hearing for Pinnacle until the first commission meeting in November. I am hopeful the necessary information and revised site plan will be available to submit next week. I think that the request for the November hearing could be a problem, so we would like to continue this until December 10th. And that would be, we have a hearing at 7, so we'd make that, 7, is that Sunset Drive? 7:10, 7:05, 7:10, make it 7:10. Is that, meet with the applicants?
I don't really want to be behind John Glosser since he talks a lot. He's our engineer.
That would make it, we could move it to January,
Oh.
so.
So just a little side, as the commission probably is aware, we've received the peer review comments from Beals and Thomas. I know the engineers are working diligently to revise the plans and address the comments. One of the things that was asked of me today was that if we could get the Beals and Thomas peer review report in a Word document that they could easily add their comments to, Linda, is that possible?
Yeah, I'll have to talk to them,
Yeah,
because
so-
it came to me in a PDF as
That
well.
way we have one document that's,
Right, gotcha.
if you can do that, that would be great for both Paul McManus and for John. And other than that, we're diligently trying to prepare all this information and it's a complicated project, so
Okay.
should take it, do a lot of work with it. So December, what is it, the 10th or 7th?
December 10th.
Sure, we can do
Okay.
that. What else do we have on the agenda that night? Do you know yet?
Right now, it's the Sunset Drive at 7.
This guy right here,
Yeah,
okay.
so,
All right, well,
it's at 7:10.
maybe he won't charge me for his time that night, because we'll already be here.
It depends, yeah, that's up to you when the meter starts. So, someone make that a motion?
So moved.
All in favor? Aye.
Hey,
700.
wow.
I believe
Unanimous.
you also need to do a land disturbance permit for this project that has not been filed.
Do I?
Are you altering over 40,000 square feet?
I don't know, most of it's already altered.
The answer
mean, so-
would be yes.
Yeah.
Does
That,
that count, let me ask, does that count the area that's already exempt, that's already altered? Do you know if there's a,
I don't know, I just know that you haven't filed that,
No, we haven't,
that
right.
request yet, and it can be incorporated in with the notice of intent,
okay,
which normally is what applicants do, is combine the two
Public
with that.
hearings.
So,
Yeah,
and we do the hearings at the same time,
yeah.
so.
I thought, well, I was told that the notice of intent and the land disturbance permit were like, well, if you did a notice of intent, you didn't need to do a land disturbance permit, but I've learned since
Well,
then.
it is, but it's considered part of the notice of intent, but you still need to comply with whatever the rules for that is as well.
So
So,
you-
just wanted to let you know.
Yeah, so we'd have to advertise and renotice, is that what you want to do?
We'd have to advertise for the land disturbance permit. So if you get it to us, then we can, we can have it on for the December 10th.
Okay,
But there's some slightly different regulations in the land disturbance permit
so many regulations.
than in the DEP stormwater management requirements.
Okay, just so you're aware.
Okay,
Okay?
yes, thank you.
Okay.
So we'll see you on the 10th.
Yes.
Okay, and Landis, you'll get back to us on that Word document if you can get it.
Yeah, and we'll coordinate a time for a staff meeting.
Yes, great. Yeah, all right, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
I spoke too admirably.
All right, we have, it's all the hearing stuff, right? We have minutes from the October 8th meeting. On page 2, we had what is this, the land disturbance permit for 170-180 Main Street. And then in the motion to continue the hearing, it references 32 Industrial Road. So you can just put the proper reference in there. Anybody have anything else? So we want to move the minutes from October 8th, subject to correction? Okay, media moving, we got a second?
I'll second.
Okay,
There, that's why I'm not doing it.
okay. So All in favor? Aye. Opposed,
Look,
abstained.
Actually, do I abstain?
Abstained.
Abstain, yes.
601. I was wondering why you're so silent.
Al was pretty silent, too.
Okay. What else have we got then? Anything new on conservation property?
No, nothing specific.
Okay. Apparently, the kiosk that the Eagle Scout project is including is delayed through some waiting for the Boy Scout to get, he had to do some requests for the, funding has been approved, but there's a process to request it and how it's supposed to be done. So that has delayed things. So I don't know when, right now, I don't know when that will be. So it'll be done. I just don't know. It may be a while. I don't know exactly right now what his timing issue is. Pond management, anything?
Just let the commission know the capital funds for Memorial Clarkson Turner's Pond treatment for 2027, 2028, and 2029 were approved at town meeting.
Okay. That's good. That's for how long? How many years is that program? 3?
Yeah, 2027, 2028, and 2029.
Good.
The last capital budget covers 2026, so this is future.
Okay, well, that's good.
And then just in my report, we got the memo from Jim Johnson about the FY '27 budget that needs to be in Munis by November 14th, so I will have a draft at next meeting, and I can email it to you.
Okay.
Nothing should really change, it's really bare bones type of budget, we've been told. Unless you really need it, don't ask for it. But we pretty much usually stay,
We don't have
we don't
much.
change that much.
We don't have that much other than the normal.
No, we don't have much anyways.
So. Okay, yeah. And we're still not ready on Norfolk Street.
Yeah, as far as Norfolk Street, the town engineer, Carl Baldoff, is still wanting more on their as-built plan, so we're holding off on
Okay.
issuing a certificate of compliance until he's satisfied.
Okay. And I guess we did not vote on the meeting dates for next year at the last meeting, so we need to vote on these. So I guess there were some corrections that you made.
Yeah,
right?
and since then I made some corrections. We were gonna have a meeting on Veterans Day, so that got changed, and I took the liberty of putting in the 18th. Hopefully that's okay with everyone, right? So it's the 18th, right?
Yeah, the 18th.
November 18th, yeah, okay.
Veterans Day, we don't have deadlines on Christmas anymore, it looks good.
Right, then just the deadlines were tweaked a little bit, with a little correspondence with Hometown Weekly as to when they published. So I guess they issued their Thursday Thanksgiving on the Friday after that, and they weren't quite sure what they were gonna do for New Year's, but might work with them.
Okay, so someone want to move the dates as presented?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, that's Norfolk Street. Anything new on South Street?
So just on South Street, we're waiting for the as-built to satisfy the enforcement order and to satisfy the order of conditions, the work that was done out there. I realized that we were having a little disconnect. Didn't understand why, but unfortunately, the disconnect was because the additional special conditions which reference the bounds the commission wanted on the on the town property line, and no alteration plaques, and that the plantings, the restoration plantings should still remain on what was approved under the original order of conditions and what was approved under the amendment. That didn't get attached to the amended order of conditions. So I come saying, you need to do this, and he comes saying, I did everything. I was like, anyways, so I'm corresponding with him through email. It's still kind of part of the enforcement order to do this. It was still discussed at the meeting. I'm still saying you have to do this. So I will work with him to comply with everything that the commission discussed at the hearing. That's it.
Thank you.
But giving him a little more time.
Okay. Don't see anything else. Anybody have anything else? Bring them? Okay.
We have to move to adjourn.
Well, just getting was there something else?
Do you want to talk, well, so I think you kind of discussed a little bit earlier. There was a algae bloom on Willet Pond. So there was correspondences that went around to the Walpole Health Department and Norwood Health Department and me and Mass Department of Health, that if there's a detected cyanobacteria algae bloom, then Mass Department of Public Health wants you to put up warning signs and directive not to go into the pond. So we did that. I went and put up signs near the new trail on the boardwalk, and then when you cross the street at the trailhead, and then at the beach area also. And Norwood put up signs as well, and I did also contact the conservation agent in Westwood, because a little portion of Westwood, about Willet Pond. Since then, this was all in early October and mid-October. Since then, it's rained a lot. The weather has improved in that it's gotten colder. And Melissa, the Board of Health in Walpole, Board of Health Director, went out today and drove around, and she didn't see the bright green evidence. But as far as the state Department of Health is concerned, you have to have 2 clean tests. So we're waiting for those.
Who's doing that?
I know that it was Neponset Land Holdings that did one of them early on. So I'm not totally sure of this, if Mass Department of Health directs the owner to do them, or if Mass Department of Health does them. I'm not quite sure about that.
All right, but that's not anything we have to be
There's nothing that
concerned
we
about.
have to do. No, it
Okay.
all pretty much goes through the health departments. I was just informed, since it's like a water body.
What could have been the cause of that?
Betsy may know more than I do. I know she probably does. My,
Tell us, Betsy.
heat, shallow water, life.
Yeah, and the equivalent of fertilizer, which could be a little sewage or runoff from the land. I don't know if sewage should be under control there, but any kind of fertilizer runoff. I mean, these are photosynthesizers, so just like plants that we know need fertilizer, so do these guys, and they do pretty well with it. And they're not automatically toxic. They're actually kind of one of the predominant photosynthesizers on Earth and have been for a long time. So the idea that they're automatically toxic is bizarre. And actually, when they say test, it's a gigantic pond. Are they testing all around, or they test one spot?
I'm assuming they're testing the spot where it was originally observed, which is by the dam.
See, I can't even imagine why you test one spot and just declare the whole pond to be. It just seems counterintuitive, but, okay.
That's what they do.
Well, that's what they do, yep.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I used to take the samples there when they first started.
They're being cautious. Anything else you want to
Nope,
add?
nope, I already had my rant and rave on that before the mics were on.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. Are we,
So we have to move to adjourn.
yeah, well, are we ready?
So I move to adjourn. Does anyone- Second, all in favor? Aye.